Alright folks, hello and welcome to another modern stream. We're going to be playing some sweet brews here, some awesome donation deck lists. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button to the channel and that like button if you do like this video in particular. Leave your comments below and tell me what you think about this spicy little number we have in front of us. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be playing Urza. This donation comes from my friend Levi, who has an unhealthy love for this card, and honestly it's warranted. Like, this card is super sweet. So Urza deck, the idea is that we're working a little bit harder on the interaction between Tireless Tracker and Urza, basically being able to generate artifacts. We can also generate artifacts using Gingerbread Cabin. This card, I've seen Aspiring Spike doing some serious work with Gingerbread Cabin. Effectively, whenever you have a Tireless Tracker, your fetch just basically net you 2 artifacts, which is just incredible value. We're also using Talisman of Progress, Noble Hierarch, and Gilded Goose in order to ramp, and Teferi to protect our combo of basically taking a bunch of turns and then using Paradox Engine to untap all of our stuff, thanks to Karn the Great Creator. We also have the One of Fun of Azor's Gateway. This card is super weird. I had to actually read it a couple of times. I know that at some point this card was like a sideboard tech in a GP winning list or whatever, but like I never play Standard, so I didn't even know what it did. So 2 mana, you tap 1 and you tap this. You draw a card, then you exile a card from your hand. If cards with 5 or more different converted mana costs are exiled, with this way you gain 5 life, you untap it and you transform it, and then you add this becomes a land that taps for X mana of any one color, where X is your light tool. So you basically are going to be making a lot of mana. It's safe to say that you're going to be making a lot of mana with this card. Then we can use it to walk in Ballista. The deck is interesting. I am a little bit afraid of how we're going to be fighting against the aggressive decks, like the prowess decks and stuff. So that's the main thing that has me worried, but I'm excited to give it a try, and we're gonna see how it goes. So I'll see you there. Hello and welcome to round number 1. What do we got here? This hand doesn't really do it for me. I think we're gonna need this hand has the power, but it doesn't have the speed. This one has the speed and it has the power, so we're gonna keep this one. What's up, Irongor? How's it going? Turn 1, Goosey Goose. Damn, Francisco with the tier 1 sub. Welcome back for the 25 months. That's over 2 years. That is over 2 years, Dan. That's a lot. Thank you so much for the continued support. Playing some CSGO on the stream in the background. Nice. Nice. At one point I was considering getting into CSGO, and then it was just too much work. I used to be super into Counter-Strike when I was a kid, but I was always like, I was just never good at it. I was always the guy that, you know, people wouldn't be particularly excited to have me in their team. Alrighty, Tissimek, thank you for the... Oops. Well, I got too excited about the subscription and I misclicked. Obviously what I wanted to do was to play Bubble 1-1. But it's fine. We're just going to... I guess let's get a breeding pool here. This is obviously some very poor sequencing, but what am I gonna do? Yeah, thank you for the subscription, Simek. Appreciate it. At some point, the age kind of gets you, right? I'm still kind of young compared to most. I think I have a pretty good chance of getting pro. Oh, nice. So you're taking it really seriously. Got him. Oops. Well, we're probably not going to be doing that. Tell you that much. Just going to make another food. Blue. No, not blue. So what then? Delta. I'm assuming we're against like Shadow? They did have a Misty though, which makes things really weird. The fact that they fetch Shocked, I'm assuming that I'm playing against Shadow. Cheating Blood Moon? Yeah. Cheaty faced Blood Moon would be sexy, huh? Cheaty faced Blood Moon incoming. I do have the red mana. Just gonna draw it. Exactly. Easy. Well, you're getting Karned, opponent. I'm not playing around Lightning Bolt. You're getting hella Karned. And I think I'm going for coding. Force my opponent to have another Inquisition. My opponent must have seen Sarah there. I'm like, what are you doing over there? Yeah, sure. Let's go with coding. Dark Slick Shores. Okay, so it's not a Shadow deck. Inverter, maybe? It could be Inverter. One, two, three. Coding. Playing through Mana Leak. This deck makes me feel good. Yeah, it looks definitely like something that would make people feel good. Archmage's Charm? It is Archmage's Charm. Okay. So we're gonna get Soul Guide Lantern, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exile my own coding, and then we're just gonna leave this here in case we want to crack it, because if my opponent is indeed playing Inverter, this is gonna be pretty relevant interaction. But if my opponent doesn't put any sort of pressure on the table, then we're gonna be able to, in 2 turns from now, we're gonna be able to get back the coding, and we can go back to pressure in their life like that. Morgan with the True One sub coming back for the 5 months. I too like to play Magic by not letting my opponent play Magic. Isn't that the best way of playing Magic? And your opponent really can't play Magic whenever you're smashing their face with a 6/6 hasty trampler, you know? Yeah, there's not only 4 Veils, there's 4 Veils and 2 Teferis. Levi really doesn't want to lose to control decks or to blue decks or whatever. Okay, so it is Inverter. Nice. Am I just warping the time here? It doesn't seem like insane value, but like if my opponent has another Archmage's Charm, then I would certainly love to be able to... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Time Warp here. Like, it's not a great value Time Warp, but I guess it does enough. It forces my opponent to use their mana if they have some kind of counter spell. And yeah, like they have remand, that's fine. We still have control over their graveyard, so they can't really Inverter. Unless they combo me on the same turn, of course. I wonder if there will ever be a day where I can leave my window open and nobody's gonna be it's gonna be mowing the lawn or something. Feels like literally every day somebody is working on that. Sheldo Kyle. Go nuts. There's grass in Cali. Oh, there is glass, let me tell you. There is grass. Sandoz with the Prime sub. First time subscribers. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Appreciate the support. They're in the Garden State, New Jersey. Let me tell you, lots of grass. I feel ya. I feel ya. So I guess that technically, if they have if they find either Thassa's Oracle or the Jace here, they could get me. Talisman of Progress. Just gonna do this again. I think I'm playing the land, but I'm not fetching. Yeah. It would be awesome to like draw something. Also interesting, like it's not that we're really doing anything, so I don't see why my opponent would counter the Time Warp instead of countering the Liquid Metal Coating that's gonna be coming down next turn again. It's kind of weird. Like if they Inverter here, for example. I guess I just let that resolve. So I can let this resolve. And they are going to have a library with 8 cards. And this gets destroyed. Effectively. So this is... They basically just destroy their own polar delta. So there's no reason for me to use this anymore. I can just cycle it. No, because I suspect that they have the thing here and they also get to fetch Delta. If they fetch the Delta, they still have a card in their graveyard. So they're going to be drawing the Delta next turn, and I suspect that they have a Thassa's Oracle under here. Because otherwise, there's like no reason for them to do this, right? So I'm just leveling my opponent here. I suspect that there's an Oracle here, or there is they have one card in hand, and I suspect that they either have the Oracle here, or a Jace, or they have an Oracle here, or a Jace. So depending on what I draw, if I find another Karn, I can just go minus, get coding, play second Karn. Like, they fetch and they are gonna fail to find. Like that, I have no idea why they did that. Like, they literally know what their cards in their deck are. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But I don't care about the Soul Guide Lantern anymore, so I'm just gonna cycle it. It's a little bit bad if I draw Tracker, but it actually draws me towards my good cards, so I think that it's better to do this. Second Karn is good stuff. What are we doing here? Because the stuff that they have access to doesn't do anything. I take 6. Yeah, so I think that this is just fine. I can get a Snare and Bridge here, so my opponent can't attack me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can bridge here. Opponent can't attack. And then I play second Karn. Keep that one. Gonna minus for coding. Where's the coding? There. All right, sweet. I think that we navigated this game pretty well. So they could have drawn one of 2 Archmage's Charms. Oh, they drew the Inquisition. Okay, so they drew the Inquisition. That sucks for us, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so they do have Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're gonna abandon themselves for 2. This is close. Because I can Needle on Jace. Because I can't really Ballista. But if I Ballista and they find a way to draw a card, this outraces my Ballista, which is not what I want. They have a 6/6, so they just block. They just block with their 6/6 flyer. This is rough, man. One, 2, 3. We can make a 3/3 Ballista. We ping here. Then this goes up again. Yeah, we literally can't do anything. Wow, that sucks so much that they drew exactly the Inquisition. I was feeling pretty good about how we navigated this game, but So I guess I'm just gonna take Pithing Needle, and we have to draw something. Guess I might as well take Spyglass to take a peek at what they drew. Why would I need to heal my bridge? Relic Misty. The problem is that we have some pretty bad top decks here. We have some pretty awful top decks right now. Like, Tracker doesn't do anything. Teferi would be interesting. Teferi would be very interesting. Okay, so they're drawing Archmage's Charm, so that means that we're dead. Yeah, we're just dead. Oh man. I was feeling like we navigated this game fairly well. But now we're just dead. And it's not like we have access to Cryptic Command or anything like that. Okay, they had our Mage's Charm in hand already. How Ghost said, been a busy day at work, so I missed most of the donos, but how have they done? This is the first dono list of the day. I feel like I kind of want to do something like that. Maybe leaving a couple of trackers, but like I feel like Veil and Teferi are going to be better. The thing is, Veil is just so redundant, though. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I feel like Veil is very, very over... It's just overused a little bit too much, in my opinion. I don't think that playing that Veil of Summer is as good as people think it is. Because you only remember the blowouts, and you never remember all the times that, you know, you top decked it, or it just sat really awkwardly in your hand. So 4 Veils is definitely probably too many for me. Yeah, and like it feels like this sideboard is just built a little bit angled too much towards the control decks, which I would assume that the control decks are good matchups. So, like, I honestly have no idea how we're supposed to beat a Lava Dart deck. Like, we are probably gonna die horribly to the Lava Dart decks. Stat Staff from MTG with the Prime Server. Come in for the second month in a row. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Since we have white, couldn't we use the Thopter combo, like main deck and side? This is a donation list. I don't make any changes to donation lists unless the person that's donated asks me to. So I didn't make any changes. But if it were up to me, I would have built this deck fairly differently, I think. Also, Talisman of Progress is super awkward with cards like Veil. I feel like you want a Talisman, but you want a Talisman that taps for green. Like, we can't play Talisman on turn 2 with this hand. Unless my opponent just runs into my Veil face first. But if I want to get value from it, like, I literally just can't play it on turn 2. Discard spell me. So that's yet another detail. So all of our 1-drops are green. All of our 1-drops are green, so it puts us in a bit of an awkward spot. I think that if they remand, I'm just gonna let it go. I'd much rather make sure I can protect this from a Thoughtseize. Now we get to resolve Urza. Take my Talisman, opponent. You've earned it. You have earned it. Here's Urza though. They really had to play Telegraph Veil too much. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Talisman of Progress is kind of awkward like that. But it was still a great exchange for us, right? It was still a very good exchange because I forced my opponent into using their mana on their turn. And we still have the Veil in hand, so if I find like a Karn or something, we're looking really good. It's 2 mana. That's 2 mana right there. I think we just attack. We start spinning Urza next turn. It's not Prit Richard. Thank you for the follow. How would I build this deck? First of all, I wouldn't put 2 Paradox Engine in my main deck. I feel like that's 1 too many. So that's kind of a waste of a slot. I feel like something like Emry could be very powerful, like particularly with Paradox Engine, so Emry would be an interesting addition as well. We could spin on Insta, but I just don't think I really want to. Whew. It's not bad. Play that guy. Moxamber. I'm not sure I want a Moxamber. I think I would play I would either play Oust or I would play probably just Oust, honestly. Dispute? They're trying to lock sack. Just plus here. Now this is a 2-turn clock. Sure. I'm gonna take a spin here. It taps us out of Veil of Summer for this turn, but I think that... Okay, that sucks. But I think that attacking for 5 is gonna be more important than Veiling, because... like any artifact or fetch land gives us lethal with the construct, so even if my opponent has a push, they need to push the construct. Yeah, we just got him. Alright. Veil is a little bit worse on the draw. Probably 3 copies is still where I want to be. And Teferi sounds just kind of nuts. Not sure how I feel about this card. Seems a little bit too mana intensive. So I'd rather have a 1-minute orc to make sure I speed up my plan. I think Embryo and Sarkhan could do great things today. Yeah, I agree with that. Since we had white, I would go for at least 2 Thopter, 1 Sworn Maniac, and 1 of each in the sideboard. You could also just go with 1 of each in the sideboard. I think that's probably what I would do. Just 1 of each in the sideboard, nice and easy. So we're gonna go turn 1 Hierarch off of a Temple Garden. This hand fucks. I like this hand a lot. Boom. Temple Garden, Hierarch, your go. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna turn 2 Teferi, turn 3 Urza. I have no idea how they beat this. I guess they could have push for my Noble Hierarch, but I'm not gonna play around Eliminate or anything like that. I'm just gonna play Teferi on plus. Hopefully make things awkward for my opponent. Ooh, this blocks. This just blanks the hideaway land, right? Is that how that works? I'm pretty sure that the fairy just blanks the hideaway land. Like 95% sure that's the case. Which is obviously good for us. Triple blue. Steal my Hierarch. That's kind of cute, actually. Drawing 2 doesn't really make too much sense because they would go to discard. So they already made their land drop. So if you're, yeah. So what this does is now I just minus on my Hierarch. And I guess I'm gonna be spending We could play a tracker, or I could do... I kind of want to play it. No, I just want to have more artifacts in play, I guess. So we're just going to go Talisman. So next turn we get to like drop Urza and have a ton of mana. So we can do Urza plus tracker in the same turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can do Urza plus tracker. Opponent's inverting. So now we're gonna do Urza plus Teferi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Urza. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We're gonna balance the inverter. Plus here. Play this. Blue. White, blue, fairy. Keep this. Minus there. Oh, hello there. Well, I guess I don't crack the bubbles because my hand is just gas. Like, they can Teferi, but we just kill it. They can Jace, I mean, but we just kill it, so... Unless they have a Fatal Push. I guess even if they have Push... Because we can Karn... We can Karn the Talisman and attack. Okay, so they're just redeploying the inverter. Oh, no, they just don't know how Teferi works. Hehehe. The fun has been raveled, opponent. The fun has been raveled. You love to see it. Wanna know, baby? Let's go. Alrighty. Time for round number 2. Whew, look at this hand. Keep. Sneep this one. So I'm probably gonna bubble myself on turn 1. Is this Spike Spiral he's been playing? I like it. No, this is a brew by my friend Levi. Which is pretty damn spicy, honestly. I'd say Hierarch on top. I don't think I want to see Hierarch. So we're just gonna do this. Like, I'd rather have a land instead of a Hierarch. Vista. So my opponent is just very non-creative and they're just playing Heliod. Yeah. Oh no. Poncerino. Missed so much a good Urza deck. I thought that Stoneforge was the next step for Urza, but actually seems like it is a step back. Yeah, I don't think that Urza Stoneforge is where you want to be, unfortunately. Oh. Alright, never mind. My opponent is having some actual fun. My opponent's having some real fun out there. So just Niv? Blue, blue. We just gotta resolve Urza here, right? We can Urza into tracker, I think. It leaves the construct vulnerable to a rando. So that's maybe not what I want to do. Yeah. I guess we just pass. Played against Disappointed yesterday. They took your 5-0. Nice. I guess it could be Saheeli, right? So they have a Heath in hand that I know about. Heath and Hills. Oh, wow. So my opponent is like over there having a real good time. So we tap this, we make one food. Make a food. Make another food. I'm just trying to set up a situation where I have enough stuff in play that I get to time warp plus go nuts. So this may be weird for me to take a turn off right here, but unfortunately I think it's what I have to do. Because now I'm going to start next turn and I'm going to be able to like time warp, and I actually have a pretty good way of getting value from that time warp. There's also the possibility that my opponent now has enough mana to like kill me, but they don't have white mana. Pillage my construct, that's fine. Alright, I'm very confused about what my opponent is doing right now. Like, that doesn't... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So we can do a little bit of what we did previously. The drawing lands kind of sucks, but... I guess this one was a good play. No drawing lands kind of sucks. Yeah, no drawing lands kind of sucks. That should probably be the name of the stream. I actually do like the Fairy a fair amount here in this matchup. Like, it messes with my opponent's company. Just overall good value. I'm really not into the second Paradox Engine. I think the first one is fine, but like we already have 4 5-drops. Shave on a Hierarch because my opponent's playing Ren and now they're on the play. Well, let's do this, I guess. Snoring Dad, thank you for the follow. I wonder if my opponent's playing something like Karn. I doubt it, right? Like, there's no way they can really afford to play Karn in there. Turn to Company. Turn to Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid and Company in the same deck. Holy. Should I play a second Talisman? Now that I've seen this, I don't think my opponent has Karn, so no need to worry about that. So do I want to use the food in order to make another Talisman right here? Next turn, I'm going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Yeah, actually it sounds reasonable to do this. Because if my opponent bolts my Gilded Goose, like, we still have a bunch of mana in play. And we have double blue in case we top the Urza. So yeah, I think this is fine. Raging Ravine. It's a lot of mana my opponent's making over there. Seasoned Pyro. Love it. Company into Seasoned Pyromancer. It is exciting. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I do like that a lot. That's a card, I guess. That is a card. Yikes. Not looking good here, folks. Not looking good. So my opponent has Red and 6, Bloodbraid Elf, Collected Company, Seasoned Pyromancer, Raging Ravines in their Utopia Sprawl deck, Arbor Elves. Opponent really is living the dream over there. Tranquil Thicket in their Raging Ravine basic forest deck, huh? That's face. That's face, that's face. So everything's going face. Get in there, Goosey. Rough. No land is problematic. Five mana Paradox Engine. Yeah, we're just dead. 5 mana Paradox Engine. We play Goose. We untap this. We play Talisman, which is free. We untap this. Does that work? Maybe it works. Maybe I can crack a food and I can chump here. And I get to untap. Goose untaps this stuff. Talisman. This nets me mana next turn, so I guess I'm holding on to that. It does allow me to crack both foods right now, however. So maybe that's worth it, because that's like another layer of protection, I guess. So now I'm up to 9. We can Teferi to bounce something and then replay it, which untaps our stuff, so that should net us some mana. 5 mana Explorer. I mean, it's technically a 0 mana Explorer, right? It's technically a 0 mana Explorer. But the thing is that you want to cast Time Warp whenever you're getting value from doing stuff, right? And here we're not. I guess I don't want F6. Gonna undo that. Questing Beast! Well, F's in chat for me, I guess. How is my opponent playing Company? How are their companies ever hitting 2 creatures whenever they're playing Bloodbraid, Questing Beast, and freaking... So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's lethal. So I have to chomp. And they're gonna get to kill my Teferi. This has to be a heinous, absolutely heinous Collected Company deck. So that's probably not gonna be enough. So we're gonna start with a Source Gateway, whatever. Exile that. Blue. Colorless. Colorless. White. Play this. Untap my stuff. Float a mana. Minus. Oh, I don't have the colored mana. I don't have the blue, chat. I don't have the blue. Because I'm at 2. Ugh. We can crack a food here. Hold. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 minute short of cracking the food. You have to be kidding me. We are 1 mana short of cracking the food. So we just have to cycle. We just have to draw again. Blue, blue. Crack food, blue, blue, blue. No, we're short. Five or more different CMCs. Yeah, we can't make it. Oh man, we were some short. We were so close. We were so close. Wow. That was almost a comeback, Chad. That was almost a Seiko comeback. That was almost a Seiko comeback. Yeah, that was fun. That was exciting. That was exciting. I almost thought that we have a way to get there, but unfortunately we were just a little bit short. This seems nice. Seems like a fine hand. Goosey. Here we go. Sprawl. Okay, so I learned my lesson. Again, super hurt by playing Talisman of Progress instead of playing one of the blue-green Talisman. I think that's what I would play. I think I would play the blue-green Talisman. But this is just more mana efficient, right? So I'm just gonna play that one. Clothis. The white is for the fairy. I guess I should have held on to that because of Paradox Engine. I don't know. Teferi seems like a way more card in the deck. I don't agree. Teferi has been pretty good. They Bloodbraid into second Clothis. At least it gives them something to, like... Exactly, it gives them something to eat with the Clothis, because right now they have nothing to eat. No blocks, I'll take 3. Biting Needle. They have not seen Karn. Are they gonna name Urza? Azor's Gateway, nice. My opponent's scared. We have scared them, chat. We have scared them. So let's start here. Or we can take this turn to Paradox Engine. It's a little bit awkward with only a single clue. A single food, sorry. So I'm just gonna crack a clue, I guess. Huh. I don't know if I like your pile or Spike's Teamer one. I mean, Spike's is more competitive. This one's sweeter. I mean, we're playing safe at the moment, right? Obviously, this one is sweeter. Goif. Wow, my opponent's playing a heck of a brewer there. Ren kills Baby Tef. That sucks. That makes Bloodbraid a card again. It's kind of sick. Okay, so play this. Cabin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engine. Cross the Goif. We get to savor the moment here by untapping. It's 4-5. We can make this into a 5-4. I think we have to draw a card. One, blue, blue, savor the moment. It's a big goifo. If we crack a clue, we can technically draw another bubble. Okay. Pass the turn. What's up, Magus? How's it going? We're probably gonna like block the Blood Braid. That's what they top decked. And one of these geese is jumping in front of the Blood Braid. Clothis. Yeah. Opponents are Weirdo, Collected Company, Questing Beast, Bloodbraid Elf, Renan 6, by the Needle, Red Green. That's how I would describe their deck. Bye bye, Goose. So I can make a food, play tracker, make another food. Just have to make sure that I can crack those foods. I can start drawing cards otherwise. Start here. Crack clue. Misty. Crack clue. Is that it? One, two, three. No, we're 1 minute short. God damn it. Ugh. So we just gotta survive. We're at a virtual 5. And if we survive, we should be good to go. So they should eat probably my Teferi here. No, they eat the goose. That makes... Wait. Oh, this is a creature. Never mind, never mind. I forgot that Cloth is actually 2 types. Don't play Questing Bees, come on. Doske! Let's go. Well, they're gonna block this one here. And I guess we're blocking this one here. Just a chomp. Oh, I should have probably blocked with the Hierarch. Also, I should have probably also fetched so I get 1 extra clue. That may matter. Urza. Oh, no, I forgot to... Whoops. Well, probably not going to matter, I would assume. There's no way that we whiff, right? That's just not a thing that's happening. Oh, I also didn't tap Paradox Engine. Yeah, I'm very noob. All right, this is fun. I'm having fun here. This is fun. I think I like this. I think I like what we got going on. This is pretty great. This is pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Time warp, time walk, whatever. Wow. That was delightful. And somehow we are 2-0 with this deck. This is awesome. See you for round 3. Welcome to round number 3. Playing against God with a Shotgun. And we are somehow 2-0 with this delightful pile. Playing against Yorion. This sounds pretty solid, right? Like turn 1, Hierarch. Turn 2, Talisman plus Goosey. Don't bolt, my dude. Okay, cool, that's fine. Oh no, don't rend me. Yeah, we're doing it today. MacFast. You're gonna be the 3rd one today. Pretty pool. Talisman. Goosey. Can we top deck Urza? Honestly, it's only fair for us to top deck Urza here. Neoform. Into what? Skyclave? It's not even that good. We can make a Paradox Engine right here. My opponent's playing Neoform, so they're probably playing like a Soul Herder style deck. The problem if I play Karn is if my opponent plays Soul Herder, they just blink their apparition and we are in trouble. So that's what makes me want to play the engine here. The problem if I play the engine is that I'm gonna be out of food. So next turn I'm only netting 1 mana unless I find the land. I would have loved to be any Hallowed Fountain here too, though I guess that we're not playing that card because of what's his name. I think I'm just playing Karn. I'm gonna minus for coding. Again, I'm playing around my opponent having Soul Herder. Chord for 2. Revoker? Oh, Charming Prince. Okay. We're short of mana. Just gonna Paradox Engine here. Man, that meeting my hierarch was huge. So here comes Soul Herder. Knight of Autumn. That's worse. Still no lands. God damn it. Still no lands. Avalanche Riders, fuck. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah. If this had shown up at least one turn earlier, maybe we had a shot, but... Also, my opponent's hand was pretty outstanding, honestly. Can we stabilize here? Not really. Yeah, just back it in. Alright, the Fairy sounds very good in this matchup. Gateway... Savor the moment. Seems like it's going to be really tough to leverage. go with that. Opponent's deck is pretty sweet. They got Neoform going on. They got Ephemerate. They got all the bangers. Chord of Calling to go get their toolbox creatures. I'm into it. I am into it. They didn't show me black. They were on 5 color last night. Okay. Goozy. Oh no, they have ramp this time around. We have no chance. Again, punish for this being a Talisman of Progress instead of one of the blue-green talismans. Because we're gonna be effectively destroying our own land here. Is it even worth it to do this? It may actually not be worth it to do it. Because even if they have Operation, they're going to take my Talisman. They're not going to take my Goose. Just gonna minus for Ballista here, right? Two Talisman, and then we can Karn and minus for Ballista. If my opponent has Oof, we are in trouble though. Please don't have Collector Roof, please don't have Collector Roof, please don't have Collector Roof, etc, etc, etc. Gingerbread County house literally made out of spice. Couldn't be any more spicy with that pick. Yep. That's fair. If they have Avalanche Riders, they even get to kill my Karn, which would suck. Oof. Why would they give me a 3/3 Ballista? I think I'm going for Ensnaring Bridge. Obviously, the chances of this working are minimal, but also the chances of the Karn dying are pretty high, so. What's the current package for? What do you mean? This is the 2-3 police with no recurrent. Please come with us. Oh man. I always get God. Police is really on top of it lately. Teferi. Literally my only answer to anything. Teferi, please. Skyclave. Get rid of this. My opponent seems to be having the time of their life over there. Hammer baby, think it will follow. Needs more paths. Not necessarily paths, just like anything that I can use to, like if my opponent plays something like this, I can actually interact with it, right? But we have actually no way of doing anything in our entire 75. Like it's for the fairies and that's it. Nothing else can interact. Which I think it's a little bit of a... And again, like we have 4 Teferis and 4 Veil of Summers. Like we're obviously... That's just too much. That is outrageously too much. So... Wait, why did this get 2 counters? What was exiled? I'm very confused. Another Soul Herder? Gross. Oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. We're done here. We're done. My opponent's got me. Alright, yeah, so big hole in the deck right there. Not being able to interact with the Collector Roof. Like, this obviously came down and it was just completely devastating. We simply don't have cards to answer this. Like, we were just begging to find one of our Teferis, which would give us 1 turn, and then this would come back down again, and we would be struggling against it anyway. So, obviously, that's a big hole in the deck. We're going to have to fix that afterwards. But we're going to be back for round number 4. Hello, welcome to round number 4. With this super spicy number. This is basically a mulligan to 5 assists, so I think I'm going to ship it. This is a lot better. Gonna send Savor the moment. We can't really leverage it just yet, but... Alright, 2-3 police. You gotta give me a break. I'm getting God here, 2-3 police. You gotta help me out. Green, says my opponent. I'm gonna fetch for a basic forest because we may be facing Ponza. Oh, wow, Death Cloud? Yes! Oh my god. Chat. I'm facing an obelisk spider, chat. Obelisk spider. Oh, why didn't I block? I just egregiously misclicked. Probably not gonna matter too much, but no, another Obelisk Spider. Oh my god. Urza. Their mana is the thing that I'm the most scared of, so... Both at Baby Tiff. I'm loving that Modern has stayed meme base. Yeah, kind of, right? The leagues have looked like FNM a little bit, which is awesome. And in my opinion, it just makes for great content, right? Carno. Huh. We Karn for Needle on Arbornet or an Arbor Elf? Kind of feels like that's the play. It costs us the Karn. Nope, not what I want to do. But then my opponent can only do the thing for 2, which means that we still have business. Obelisk, Spider. I can't get over this. Literally can't get over it. Yeah, definitely opponent playing Deathcloud. Urza. So this means that my opponent can't really attack anymore. They can Cloud for 2, which is fine. They sack Finks and the other thingy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is fine. They can't really Death Cloud. Now the question becomes, do I want to draw a card or do I want to make a food? I guess if they don't Death Cloud, I think I'd rather make a food. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can't swing. Because if I swing, we trade for 3 elves. Doesn't really seem worth it to trade for 3 elves. No revolt enabled for them, so no need to worry about that. I guess if I do crack a clue, let's just crack a clue actually, instead of making a food, because this allows me to attack. Hello. We still don't have Ursa, however. curve. We just have to get closer to Urza here. Clue. Drop. Bubble. Definitely an interesting one. Urza. One, two, three, four, five. So I can force my opponent to suicide a couple of things into the tracker, but that answers the card, so that doesn't seem particularly productive. We have access to 2, 4, 6, 8 mana, so we can only play a ballista for 2, also not particularly productive. And Snare and Bridge doesn't stop anything because my opponent has a bunch of 1/1s. We could technically Karn plus Bridge. We block, Karn dies. Not a good idea. What am I thinking for Dredge? Probably, I mean, this league has been going for really long, so it's gonna be this league, then the Mardu League, and then the Dredge list, McFest. So it's gonna be like at least 3 more hours. At least, maybe more. Let's see if we have an Urza on top of the deck. There's a Noble Hierarch. Seems not okay to draw, actually. So I think we're doing this. Okay, so if we untap, we're gonna be good to go. Two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. If we untap, we're gonna be good to go. What is today even? Don't know. lists. I'm definitely gonna need some help on Dredge though. Sideboarding especially. Levi, we're 2-1, dude. We're 2-1. We managed to go like pseudo infinite in the previous, like in the second match. It has been hilarious. It has been absolutely hilarious. Opponent's playing Death Cloud. Opponent is playing Death Cloud. But yeah, we have identified a couple of problems, Levi. Number one, and I'm gonna be talking about at the end of the video about this as well. But I think that Talisman of Curiosity is just better than Talisman of Progress, because all of this, very often you want to like Talisman on 2 into Gilded Goose, into Hierarch, or into Veil. So we have found ourselves like at this point like 5 times or something like that. Like it actually mattered a lot, and in multiple different situations, where we were in a situation where we just kind of have to, like, it just doesn't work. Like we need to figure out a way to work things out. And the mana just is not there for us. So definitely an issue. Oh. So I block. And this is gonna represent the damage. Okay, so we have to block here. We're gonna block here. We're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess we're gonna just block here as well, just to save the point. We're gonna take 3, and then we're gonna take 1 more. My opponent can Death Cloud for... Yeah, this is fine. My opponent can Death Cloud for... Oh, I'm gonna take 2. So we're gonna have to crack a food here. We can still crack the other food if we need to. Salsilla, thank you for the follow. In my mind, this deck didn't save and you'd be playing Sultai. Okay. So you wanted me to play a different one? Whoops. This is the link that you sent me though. I thought that you wanted to try out this brew. So now we would lose 2 life to what's his name. I'm gonna pitch this, and then we're gonna Urza. We're gonna tap and win. Unless my opponent has more ways of putting -1/-1 counters and stuff. Yeah, Figs is fine. Hello. All right, here's where we go bananas. Here is where we go nutso. Make food. Tap, tap, green tracker, untap everything, land, more clues. This is fun. Zabine? Sure, don't mind if I do. Cast that one. Untap everything. I'll keep that one, whatever. One, two. No, I cracked the food without realizing. Whoops. Spin. Boom. Even more stuff. This and that and that and that and that. Do you understand what's gonna happen, opponent? Or do you really just want to make me click through everything? I guess my opponent's just really gonna make me click through everything. Ballista from the board, 3 other time warps. Opponent asked me what the win con is, so I'm assuming that they're gonna pack it. It doesn't seem like they are, though. There we go. If we really wanted to like go nuts, we could have minus Karn for yet another Paradox engine. That makes it even less likely for me to whiff, but I think that we were not going to. Yeah, we were not gonna whiff. Because like everything that we hit just gives me so much more. Everything that we hit just gives me a lot more. A lot more looks. Like it gives me a lot more spins. Oh, engine is legendary? Huh, interesting. I didn't know about that. Good to know. Actually, I don't think I want Veil of Summer in this matchup because I think that most, if not all of my opponent's removal is going to be sacrifice based. Like Death Cloud and whatnot. So I think I'm actually more interested in the fairies than anything else. Also, the Azor's Gateway was... This brew idea was called with spinners and nice. The Azor's Gateway was actually pretty hilarious, Levi. We had it going. We almost came back from a very close to unwinnable situation because of this card. I don't think it's very good though. Like I don't think it should be your deck, but it was hilarious. Like the one time where we actually tried it out, it actually almost worked, which was really funny. But yeah, like it's actually a very cool idea, but I think that it's a little rough around the edges. So we definitely want to be playing the Green Talisman. Then I don't think you want 2 Paradox Engines in the main deck. There's a couple of things like that I've been picking up on. Definitely keeping this hand. I'm no coward. This card has not been great though. I understand why it's there because of Tracker, but in a Gingerbread Cabin deck, this seems like a little bit too much of a cost. Like, I would even play another basic island before I play this, and I wouldn't play another basic island. You probably want the second Temple Garden, however. Okay. Black, green. Spider? Devoted Druid. Thoughtseize. Okay, I mean, opponent's down to 1 card. I'm absolutely down to try to fine-tune this pile if this is what my hands get to look like. Yep. I mean, to be fair, it's not like this hand is the absolute nuts or anything. Like it's a fine hand, of course, but like it's not ridiculously insane. Also, if my opponent gets to Deathcloud here, we're pretty fucked. If they Deathcloud for X equals 2, they send us down to the Stone Age. Oh, but they can't because they don't have triple black. Oh, Collected Company? Okay, they can't be a Death Cloud deck anymore, right? What's going on today with the weird Collected Company decks that definitely don't have enough lands to work? Put one creature. Huh. So it's like a black-green -1/-1 counters deck of sorts. It's kind of neat. What do we do here? I think I want a Noble plus make this a 4/3. And I want to start to be able to trigger Gingerbread, so we're just going to do this. Next turn we get to Time Warp, and then on the following turn we get to Karn plus Coding, I think. Okay, they drain me for 1. They make a 1/1 Death Touch. That's fine. They can do that again if they want to. They don't. Need Seed of the Synod. Don't we all need Seed of the Synod? Damage to a player. Well, kinda gotta do it. Kinda gotta do that. Crack Clue. I'd probably play Emery in this deck if Seed existed. Yeah, doesn't surprise me, honestly. Just gonna take a redraw here. I'm gonna target my opponent because no use in targeting myself. Serve for a bunch. We can repeat next turn. Pog. They took it, so now we win. Oh, that's awesome. Time Warp, baby. You love to see it. Boop. Tracker OP. Tracker completely busted. This deck is awesome. See you for the last round. Alright folks, welcome to the last round. Man, we've been doing some sweet stuff with this deck today. Am I keeping this like a madman? I think I'm keeping this like a madman. This deck is awesome. We're at least gonna be doing 3 and 2, so that's always a good sign. Goose Arena, gracias. I think I like Goose. Gives me something guaranteed to do on turn 2, which seems great. Oh no, we're playing against Tron. Imagine if this were a blue-green Talisman. Yikes. Thank you for the follow, Kookast. Oh, that was you in the previous round? Good games, good games. Yeah, I thought that you were playing Death Cloud at the beginning. Were you playing Death Cloud? I was trying to play around Death Cloud to the best of my ability, but I just didn't know what you were up to. Yawgmoth plus Devoted Druid Quill Spike. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's kind of sweet. Well, we just jam Urza like there's no tomorrow, right? Because we can tracker plus fetch plus... Huh. Basically, it comes down to, do I think my opponent has the Dismember? Or do I think my opponent has the Thought-Knot Seer? That's what it comes down to. They don't have Tron on 3, which is obviously great for me. But I can play Tracker plus Goose here and net 2 clues, which sounds very good too. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go for that. Yeah, the problem is I just run out. I kind of run out of gas, right? If I just play Urza, like it's great to have Urza in play, but then if my opponent has Dismember, we get kind of blown out. And my opponent can't have Karn here. They need to have exactly Thought-Knot, and they fetch for Urza's Tower, so I guess that we're fine here. Yeah, I mean, I can tracker and I can pressure them, which is also nice. I also have Time Warp. Like, if they take my Ursa, they don't take my Time Warp, so that's also great. And, like, now Gingerbread Cabbage is completely busted here, right? Like, we're just gonna get... It effectively is a land that is a Dark Ritual. It's nice when your land is Dark Ritual. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. My opponent needs to Thought-Knot me right now or they're done. Magus! The hero. The hero that we all deserve. Welcome to the Primetime Throne Club, Magus. Welcome for the 6th month in a row. Sit around the campfire with the Magus. Always a good time. Oh, in a row you wish? Okay, okay, fair. I guess not in a row. Make sure you rub those hands together, chat. Make sure you rub those hands together. My opponent was... They were never seeing this coming, weren't they? They're like, yeah, I'm gonna have Tron next turn. It's gonna be great. I'm like, oh, next turn. Next turn, you say. LOL. Oh, did I miscount and I could have made a food? I think I could have made a food there. I think I'd rather crack a clue now. Now that I made a mistake, I think it's better for me to crack a clue. Draw a card, keep the engine rolling. I was too excited that you subbed to the channel, Magus. It's your fault. I was too excited. I was like, oh man. Magus is here. So we just spin. Sounds good. Is this enough? So this is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're still a little bit short. So I guess that we're going to spin first. This is delightful. My opponent never saw this one coming, huh? They never saw it coming. Oh, they never saw it coming. My opponent was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna tap with Tron. This is gonna be great. I set up Tron, and I'm gonna blow them out now. This stupid tracker is not gonna do anything." Like, What do you mean next turn? What do you mean next turn? That was great. That was great. No arguments here. Maybe another Teferi. Perfect deck building. Yeah, just pristine. Pristine deck building. Just how we drew it up. Those are facts, Magus. Those are facts. So this hand gets got by multiple things. But at the same time, this hand is friggin' sweet. If I draw a land, we're doing just perfect. We have 2 draw steps to find land. I mean, for the gamble, I want the sweat. Uh-oh. Thought not seer on top, damn it. I think I'm just gonna double spell here. Gonna play this, and we're gonna play this. My opponent could play their Karn, but then we have our own Karn. Or if they play Karn, that means that we get to Urza, which is also good for us. They did draw a Thought Knot though, and they're gonna have, regardless whether they have Tron or not, they're gonna be able to cast a Thought Knot. So here it comes. Might need some rejections. I think that what we need is like, we lost. I don't think you were here yet, Levi, but like my opponent played a Collector Oof, and I'm just like, I guess that's a good game. I literally could not answer it. Like it just didn't matter. I just had no way of answering a Collector Oof, which seems like it's a little bit of a blind spot. So they didn't have Tron. So does that mean I want to spend its turn to play a Tireless Tracker? We have 6 mana. We can Tracker plus Crack Clue. I think that's better than playing Karn, because my opponent can just very easily pressure the Karn. Yeah, but you're playing like 4 Teferis against like... you're just bouncing the oof, and then if you don't, it's really easy to set up when your opponent's pressuring you with like Skyclave operations and whatnot, and then like you just bounce the oof, and then you still have the same problem next turn. I can't hit their lands because my opponent has a slot not seer that can just pressure my card. How about the record for the day? Did you track that too? I mean, we're 3-1. This is my first league of the day. Did I track the water intake? No. I also did not track the food intake. And let me... Look at this. That's Milanesa right there. With some vegetables. If you don't know what Milanesa is, strongly suggest. Strongly suggest that you check it out. I think I'm taking this. It's better if they have a second Thought Knot. And it's better if they have their Karn. Could run it back with improvements. We already have things already rolled up for the rest of the day. But we can play some other day. There's the Thought Knot. This looks rather good. Milanesa. I think it's originally Italian, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna get a basic here. It's possible that my life total would matter. How many cards is too many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we can ensnare and bridge. And then we go after my opponent's lands. I think I like that. No interest in attacking with the tracker, I don't think. It would be kind of awkward if they play their own card this turn. We do have more mana and potentially better top decks than they do, though. Blast Zone is not a problem because we are just going to play a second card and this is going to minus to get coding and then the other card is going to kill this. Thought Knot number 3? Never mind. Never mind. There we go. The good thing is that they didn't play their own card, so that's obviously a good thing for us. Sure. Get some clues. Yep. My opponent can blow up my... I guess they can blow up my liquid metal coating. But they can't blow up my bridge. And at this point, it's kind of fine if they want to blow up my bridge, actually. Yeah, they can blow up the Cody here. I'm forcing the action here. Honestly, I'm not really. Like, they could have done this on their upkeep, but, like, I was trying to bluff that, you know, that's a good play for them, but it really kind of it's not. The Fairy. Actually, maybe I should have minus. I should have minus and bounced my own goose. Yeah, opponent just backs it in. 4-1, baby. Let's go. Alright, this card is cute, but it doesn't work. As I was saying, I don't think that we want Talisman of Progress. We want Talisman of Curiosity. Instead, the talismans were pretty good though. Like, I did like the talisman a lot. I don't think I like Save of the Moment too much. It's pretty tough to make work with Paradox Engine. I think I would like some extra ways to ramp and maybe one more land. Oboro, not worth it, I don't think. I guess I'd rather have either another basic or another fetch land, maybe one of each. Gingerbread Cabin was gasoline though. Absolute gasolina. Measures Bubble is fine. Hierarchs. This is the one that I didn't like, and the second Paradox Engine I also did not like. I think I'm fine with the first copy. It's a little bit random, but like it's okay. Definitely the one in the sideboard is the important one. Also, this is way too many Veil of Summers. Maybe we can do this, and that frees up a little bit of there. Oh no, we said we should add a second Temple Garden. That's what we said. And I want some form of removal. So we can do Path to Exile, which is the easiest answer. We can do Dismember, or we can do something like Oust. We can do 4 cabins, maybe this. Like, you basically never want to draw the cabins early. Like, it's fine, you'll play them if you have to. Like, you're not obviously not excited about it. Not sure how I feel about this card. This was pretty hit or miss. I think I don't like it. Maybe Mind Stone. Maybe something like this. Moxamber Embry. Yeah, this is not a particularly great Embry deck, right? Like, Embry only works with Bubble. Like, that's it. None of your other cards you're pretty you want to work. Condemn? No, because again, like, the issue with Condemn is that you need your opponent to attack you, otherwise you're just doing nothing. Oh, Embry is great. Yeah, Embry is obviously great, but I don't think it's good in this deck. So why the Talisman? Good question, because we have like 13 4-drops in 5-drops, so you just need some extra mana. And it happened multiple times that we wanted to, like, turn 2, play a Talisman, and then play a 1-drop, or play a Talisman and hold up Veil of Summer or something like that. Why not Sprawl in a forest deck? Because, like, you're just, you don't necessarily know that you're gonna have, you're playing only this many forests. And this is also an artifact, which is good with Urza, and it's also good with Paradox Engine, right? Talismans work with Paradox Engine, Utopia Sprawl doesn't. So it's not free. Like, it just doesn't do what we want it to. Could play Printed Prism instead of the Mind Stone too. It's another green talisman in a pinch. Also, it's great with Urza. No, because you want to be tapping for mana multiple times. What do you think about blue-white Ursa Stoneforge deck? You could work it out. I'm not particularly excited about it. I know Spike tried it and he couldn't make it work. And if Spike couldn't make it work, like I don't know who can. Yeah, if you're playing Sprawl, you just have to play Arbor Elf, and Arbor Elf is not mana fixing. Noble Hierarch and Goose are. Like, this is the worst card in the deck. Like, don't get me wrong, like, this is not a great card. But I think that it kind of does what we want it to do. Elf plus Sprawl is just a good... Yeah, if your deck can support it. I think for this deck, just Talismans are better than Elf plus Sprawl. Are you gonna play this deck? We just played a League, cool guy. We just played a League, we went 4-1. And we're making some changes after seeing some of the deck's flaws. I think we're just gonna let's just go with Path to Exile. Like, it's just what it is. Like, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like, Dismember is the other option, but... Prismatic Lens, better than Mind Stone. Which one's Prismatic Lens? No, I'd rather be able to cycle than this. Because this gets you behind on mana, right? Pierral, thank you for the follow. This actually puts you behind on mana if you're using it for filtering. Yeah, this is where I would go. This is where I would go. Also, I think that maybe Needle and Spyglass is a little bit redundant, so I would just cut the Spyglass and I would add probably Engineered Explosives. Same with Soul Guide Lantern and Tormod's Crypt. It's just a little bit redundant. It's just two cards that do the exact same thing. My only issue with this list is finding Urza. I mean, Tracker does a good job at doing that. You're right that we did struggle with that a couple of times. You're right about that. Maybe you could also just cut the white splash altogether, maybe add some other form of interaction, could use the mana a little bit. So just straight up blue-green. Sure, that's another way to do it. But like, if you're in blue-green, then you just have to play these members, right? Like, there's just no other option. It's just what it is. And it's not like we have too many problems in terms of the... Instead of the mana. I might try to Oko. We didn't really have that much of an issue with the colors of mana. Cole could find Ursa or Tracker if that's better. I don't think I would play more than one though. It feels super weird, right? It feels kind of random, but at the same time, it also kind of makes sense. Keenan is interesting. Like, I never really liked this card, because it just, like, shows up and it just dies. It does help you find Ursa, though. So play Armage's Charm or something, still good against cheap creatures while being another way to dig through your deck, or perhaps even two with Cryptic. Oh, you put a non-human? Okay, yeah, I'm off Keenan. Yeah, okay. That doesn't find Ursa. Not interested. It actually doesn't find Tracker either. It just doesn't do anything. Yeah, Keenan is just awful. It literally just finds the Goose. The anti-synergy. The absurd anti-synergy. Yeah, playing something like Archmage's Charm or Cryptic is interesting. The issue with that is that we want to be playing forests, and forests don't really play well with Cryptic Command and 3 mana. Thopter combo. Why? We don't need that, Guto. Like, I know that we can play Thopter combo, but like, why? We never needed it. It just never mattered. I'd rather just have one card that is the combo. And like, Time Warps were just legit by themselves. Yeah, Remand is what I was thinking of, but it just doesn't fix the issues. The issue with Remand is that it just doesn't fix anything. Like, it's a bad top deck in the mid game as opposed to the Army Skull, which is a great top deck. And it just doesn't really fix the problems, which is aggressive decks. We're kind of fine against mid-range and control decks. If you cut the white, you can play both forests and cryptics. Yeah, for sure. But like, everything has a cost, right? Like, yeah, we can just play straight up blue-green. Just cut this, cut this. Cut. Cryptic. Thinking about the follow Bashel. We kind of need more blue and green. With its foothills, I guess. And like, what? Like another island? Meh. It's awkward, right? Like, maybe here we play the Obodo. That's even more 4-drops than before. PO is your next pet project. Yeah, this kind of cards are all super interesting. Whoops. So now we definitely need these members, and we are a little bit worse against aggressive decks. Like, we're just terrible against aggressive decks here, right? We're just like straight up. We cannot beat any aggressive deck with this. If our opponent goes turn 1 Goblin Guide, we just pack it in. Also, it kind of feels like Remand and Archmage's Charm. Like, these just feel like they don't really work with the proactive aspect of the deck. Like, you never want to pass the turn holding up mana. You want to just like be deploying your 4-drops and your 5-drops. So like, Remand and Archmage's Charm, they just don't really make sense. Yeah, I don't like this at all. I'd much rather have the other version. This seems a lot better to me. Just tap out control. Tap out mid-range. Just tap out value every single turn. This seems a lot better to me. Time of Need for Urza and Arkham Daxon Paradox Engine Pog. We're just dropping all the memes right now. This is an interactive deck. Maybe a couple disputes in this side or Force of Negation. No, not enough blue. There's like 8 blue cards total. Yep, this is kind of it. I think I like this though. You're basically giving up against control, and you're giving up against aggro, but You may be able to do like a bunch of other things otherwise. I don't know how you fix an aggro matchup with a deck list like this. Just lock secking and having like turn 3 Urza on the play or something. Twice. Back-to-back games. Explosives as interaction. Maybe 1 explosives in the main deck or something like that. I don't know. This was fun though. This was a great deck. I think that if I were to play something, I would start here, I would play a league here, and then I would take it from there. And that's gonna be it for this one today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. See you later, folks. Bye bye.